Hello fellow YouTubers and welcome to the final episode of Season 1 of World of Warships Misplays. Yay! Give it up for Misplays. Yeah, and I thought I'd end the season with a rather controversial ship, I suppose. The Aki, which is basically a hybrid Yamato. Imagine, if you please, removing the rear turret from a Yamato and replacing it with a flight deck. I know, crazy stuff, right? Anyway, that's exactly what's happened here. The ship was available during the Steel Will event at Christmas and was also available in Christmas loot boxes if you were lucky enough to get a golden container and then fortunate enough to open it and get an Aki. The odds were fairly low, but not the lowest I've seen. Metalizer, and that's the name of the guy who uploaded this rather good video, is joined by Aslain and Illusion B, and they're, of course, they're in a squadron. This is why they're yellow on the minimap, that sort of yellowy gold kind of color that we all love, right? Okay, Illusion B is on point spotting mid. The Salem is heading down towards the island chain at G4. There are submarines to worry about, but no carriers. Although the Aki, I suppose, counts as a carrier. She's got the classic 416mm guns on the front, 6 of them, mounted in 2 turrets. So for a total of 6. 3 per turret. There's a Kleber and a Jinan that have been spotted by the Lucian B. And there's only 2 destroyers aside, so the destroyers are going to be very important in determining the outcome of this match. It's a standard game mode, base capture, so basically Team Green's got to defend their base and or capture Team Red's base and vice versa. Yeah, he's firing on the Vermont. I think he gave the Vermont a little too much lead there. But if he's anything like me, he probably just needs a few to get used to the guns, don't we all, right? Yeah. Okay, Salem on the right flank. Also spotted. Massive push going on from Team Green down the one line. Mecklenburg, Shishkashima, U4501, Hindenburg, Henry, who's border hugging. He's concerned about the Salem, I imagine, and the improved American AP. And finally, we get to launch the dive bombers. Yes, these are dive bombers. Unusual, unlike the Ice, which is another hybrid battleship, Japanese battleship. The Aki's planes are dive bombers, not torpedo bombers. And oh boy, do these things pack a punch. Damage can range depending on how many bombs you land. It's not hard to land all of your payload on a large target like a battleship or a heavy cruiser. It's a little bit of a struggle to land it on a destroyer, but that's exactly what he's about to try and do. He's going for the Kleber. A classic dive bomb maneuver. And I'd say he hit with 4 of those, and he did 9k damage. Yes, you saw that right. That poor Kleber just lost a third of his health. Well, a bit more than that, really. Almost half. Heading that way. 9k, just like that. And that was on a destroyer. And he only hit with 4 bombs. Strong. Okay, there's the Salem reversing backwards. We're going to take a pot shot at that, Metalizer. Looks like he's lining him up. Okay, he's going to keep half an eye on that situation, because who wouldn't want to shoot at a broadside on Salem with our 460mm guns? So he lets rip. We're almost 5 minutes into the match and there have been no casualties yet, which is, by wargaming standards, unusual. Usually by now, one side is dominating, so it doesn't look like this is going to be a blowout match, which is good. Salem somehow avoided those. He's throttle duking. Might be running priority target. Oh. And incoming fire alert, but that time he got clobbered pretty hard for around 12k damage. Salem finishes off the Kleber, but unfortunately the Vermont has destroyed the Lucian B. Both sides have now lost a destroyer each. And Team Green is in the lead. Now, the Aki is at its strongest bows on, just like any Yamato, because of the armor profile. The Yamato is actually weaker angled than it is bows on. I don't know if any of you play well with tanks, but if you do, you might be familiar with the playstyle of the IS-7. Yeah, the Russian IS-7. And basically, you don't want to angle that tank because of the way the armor is sloped. Similar story with the Yamato. Very similar profile, actually, I think you'll find, which is quite bizarre. Same company made both games, of course, so I don't know if the Yamato was based on an IS-7 chassis, right? But it's kind of the same style. You do really want to be bows in to show your strongest armor profile. Okay, 14,208 farmed off the Vermont there. 3 overpens and 2 pens. Out Chihuahua. And we're what, 7 minutes in and we're at 45k damage. Meanwhile, the Green's push down the one line seems to have hit a snag as Team Red is countering with a Pioneer, no less. Yeah, okay. And a Salem. And of course their own U4501. Another hit, another pen. And took some pen damage in the side. Showing quite a bit of broadside to the Shishkashima, but he's behind an island, so I don't see the Shishkashima being too much of a problem. There's a Pioneer, the new light Commonwealth cruiser that's available now for steel. 2 overpens and a ricochet, not too surprised at that. And we just got slammed in the side for almost 13k. Being fired upon by the Schliefflins. The Schliefflin and the Shishkashima. And he's really was very lucky to survive to get to this island, to be brutally honest. Sailing in front of those 2 broadside is usually going to get you sunk. But fortunately for Metallic, he got away with it. And now he's in a very strong position. Because he's got the island in front of him to shield him from those large caliber battleship guns. I mean, the Shishkashima gives some idea, it goes over 500 millimeters, which is pretty solid. And the Schliefflin's guns are over 400 and shouldn't be sniffed at. They are still good guns, even if the dispersion can be somewhat questionable at times. Now, he's a bit worried about the Jinan. Understandable, really. Yeah. I get that. But there is a Cerebus just above him who can probably get the Jinan, and there's a Tron. So his flank is protected. The Montana just took a pot shot at the Jinan as well, and it's time to drop some more bombs from his now very strong position behind the island at D6. Yeah. Classic Aki play this, really. Get bows on into an island. Sit on the edge, shoot over the top of the corner of the island, shoot over the corner, and send bombers every now and then. No, he's going for the Vermont. That's a lot of AA. Yeah, we're going for the Vermont. He's lost a plane. Not too surprised at that. There's 3 ships here. Drops with open sights. So, not the best aimed shot. Still got 4 pens and a fire. And we're up to 82,000 damage. And there's now fire burning on the Vermont. Honestly, if you wait for the reticle to close properly, you get more bombs land. And if you get more bombs land, especially with this ship, you're going to get values in the order of 20 to 30k, which is really nice to have. So bear that in mind if you've got this ship and you're doing bombing runs in her. He's just backing off. Now, of course, he doesn't have his destroyer, the Lucian, spotting for him anymore, because the poor guy got knocked out early, and therefore he's just backing up and waiting for the rest of his team to push up and spot. And it looks like the Salem's going to have a go. Now, bear in mind the Salem's sailing into a Vermont and a Shishkashima. Oh my god. What could possibly go wrong, chaps? Okay, here comes the Vermont. Oh, he's thrown his helm over to get all guns trained. Aki opens up and ricochets off the nose. Salem has also moved up with the Schlieflin, and they're all firing on the Salem, who gets deleted. Yeah. Ouch. Very brave from the Salem, but unfortunately got himself sunk in the process. But wow, there you go. 460mm guns, dev strike on the enemy Salem. So some payback there, right there. Some really good payback from Metallic or Metalizer. Yeah, you metalized him. Oh, incredible. He's under hydro from the Schlieflin, I'd imagine. Team Red just lost their Vermont. A very heroic charge up the middle from Team Red there. Vermont took out the Cerebus, and Mecklenburg got the Vermont. That was quite a heated exchange. Yeah. Oh, hello. No, you don't. Okay, and this guy clearly knows his angles, because the Schlieflin has a very slight weakness under that front turret there, and he managed to citadel him through that weak spot. So he's up to 4 citadels, and he's taken out a Schlieflin and a Vermont. Oh no, Salem, wasn't it? Salem. Okay, dropping on the Shishkashima. Closed reticle this time. 13 bomb hits, 2 fires. 20 odd K damage. That was a lot of damage. That was almost 30k damage right there. You see? So close your reticle, folks, and yowza, it hits like a truck. Not much left of Team Red now after that heroic mid-charge. Team Green are moving in to take the base, and it just remains this uncomfortable silence as the Aki and the Shishkashima square off against each other. Okay, the Aki has the advantage of bombers. Tromp's gone round the back. We know where the Tromp is now. He was last spotted at B9 on the minimap. Bottom right side of the screen there. And he is punishing the Aki hard here with his bombers. Didn't do a lot of damage, did he? But he did start a fire, which Metalizer put out pretty much instantly. He might come to regret that later, especially if the Shishkashima's secondaries get lucky and start a few more fires. Because I think these two are going to be dueling very shortly. Meanwhile, the Henry is moving back to cover the base and find the Tromp, which is really good play from him. And the rest of the fleet is pushing into the enemy base to join the Hindenburg, who is currently capping. And we're thinking, well, where's the Shishkashima, right? Oh, there he is, yes. Metalizer using his ASW to determine where the enemy ship is. Very good play. Lots of people do this. You basically use your planes and look out for AA fire. And the AA fire will give you a rough idea of where the ship is, and there he is. My goodness, we're close. Ooh, fluffed the initial shot. The island caught the shells. Very unlucky. Took 14k in exchange. Had to slap a heel on. That was really unlucky. And the island interfered with the shot. And now both ships are protecting their citadels by going bows on. 6 pens through the nose. 20k damage. Well, they are 460mm guns after all. And the Aki plays his ace, launching his planes whilst both ships are reloading. And fortunately doesn't get a fire from the Shishkashima secondaries, and here comes the bomb strike. Shishkashima's on 19k health. Closed reticle, half closed reticle, and boom. No Shishkashima. 3 fires after that one. My god. And it's match. So there you go. Wow. I would class this ship as strong. The Aki is strong. She's also a hybrid. I know people don't care much for hybrid battleships, but this one, I don't know. She looks a lot of fun. She looks a lot of fun. So let's see how he did on the team scores. Certainly got a lot of medals and 4 citadels. Okay, 2,404 base XP. Very nice to have indeed. Well played, Metalizer. Very good match, sir. And thank you for uploading this video. Really appreciate your input. 246,276 damage caused to ships. That was 142k from the main battery. That was all AP. The aircraft did 57,000 damage, so potent. And fires, 45,000 damage in fires. So the planes, the dive bombers are really good at starting fires. Really, really good at starting fires. Potential damage for that match was 1,689,000. If we move on to the credits and XP, you can see 20% booster used for 663,743 credits total, and good ship XP and decent commander XP from the low-level boosters. Well, I hope you enjoyed that match as much as I did commenting on it, and if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. I will put out on the channel when Season 2 is going to be launched, okay? In the meantime, you have a good one, and thank you all for watching.